is Charles Almighty Wraith of Game Warriors Gaming for Calls, and this is Unscripted. Today's episode, we will be talking about love is. So, different people say that love is this, love is that. Uh, Disney fairy tale movies will tell you love is happily ever after. Pat Benatar told us that love is a battlefield. And honestly, they're both true and they're both wrong. Um, the world tries to tell us that love is reserved for our friends, our family, our spouses, um, and that it's very conditional based on what they've done for us, some kind of emotional attachment or whatever, and that too often we see it that it's taken away. Now I could use a lot of different examples as far as marriages, as far as families and everything else, but and I will, but the fact remains that love, true love, is unconditional, and it is something that we give, and we should be given to everyone that we come in contact with. Um, so, we'll kind of go through a few things. Now, you know, so often now we turn on our TVs, we open up a social media app or whatever, and we're flooded with so much hate and anger towards people, friends that are no longer friends because of this, because of that, um, shootings, abductions, rapes, you name it, all of these things that keep happening. And ultimately, it comes down to the fact that we don't show love to one another like we should. And I'm guilty of this, especially in the past. Even to people who love me, who were family and everything else, I did not know how to show love. I kept everybody at a distance, and to me, my love had to be earned, and that was a fallacy. That was not the way it was supposed to be. That's not the way it's designed to be. Um, you know, everybody thinks about, when they hear the word love, they think of Valentine's Day, they think of these couples, they think of a mother and their child, um, a father and their child, so on and so forth. But love isn't something that's reserved strictly for those special relationships. Love is supposed to be for your neighbor, for uh, people who are struggling and that you come across on a daily basis. Because you never know, that may be the only sign of love and compassion that they have been shown, is that what you show them. And truly, in my heart, I believe that if we showed more love to people we came in contact with day in and day out, I mean, I'm not talking about our friends and family, I'm talking about strangers. Um, it just doing something nice for them, as it holding open a door, helping them with something that you see that they're struggling with, or uh, going above that and helping them pay for something at a store, if you can do things like that. Just doing acts of kindness and showing love and compassion to those around us. Um, Seeing someone who seems down, and you know offering them an encouraging word, or just saying hi to them, that can be a game changer. Now I know with certain things you got to be careful with how you present your love, but um, just doing something nice for someone and doing it, not expecting something in return, but just doing it out of love and compassion for your fellow man. Um, You know, we see divorce rates have went up. We've seen that families are drifting apart. We see friends that are doing the same thing drifting apart. We see so much going on in the world that's negative, where simply taking the time to love someone, um, you know, can mean the difference. Now, as far as marriages go, yeah, it's supposed to be happily ever after, but you have to fight for that. You have to fight for your family. You have to fight for your spouse, and sometimes fight with them. I know if it wasn't for the fact of Sonia fighting for me and fighting with me, I would have never snapped out of the dark place that I was. She fought tooth and nail for our marriage, uh, he yelled at me and everything, whatever she felt was needed. Now, I'm not saying we were in an abusive relationship or anything like that, so don't get that misconstrued. Um, but we both had baggage that we carried into our marriage from our previous relationships and just life in general that made it difficult for us. And had she not fought for us like that, we wouldn't have made it. Um, and I'm so grateful for that. Um, you know, to me, the people that I've let in and that be considered friends, they're not friends to me anymore. They're family. Um, I love each of them, and I would die for each of them, and uh, would die protecting them. And even if that type of stuff, God forbid, ever happens, I would lay my life on the line for them, and I feel that they would do the same. Some of them probably won't, but that doesn't. That's not why I do it. Um, I'm estranged from my family most of the time. I don't talk to half of them, and the ones I do talk to, I talk to sporadically. It doesn't mean that I don't love them. I love them to death. I would kill for them. I would die for them. Um, whatever I needed to do to protect them and keep them from harm, I would do because I love them. My wife, my kids, the same. Um, you know, uh, it's who I am. Uh, to me, loving someone for the longest time was difficult. Um, and some people it is difficult with, and that's why, like I said, Pat Benatar was kind of right. It is a battlefield. It's not something that comes without a price. Um, there's sacrifice. There's hard times. There's good times. Um, and you know, if we put that much effort into loving one another as humans, this world would be in so much of a better place. Um, but unfortunately, most people look at it as, what can I get out of this? How does this benefit me? And they're looking for short-term benefits instead of long-term benefits. I mean, there's nothing we can do that's going to change the world overnight. But, you know, had it not been for uh, my ex-wife and her family showing me love and everything, uh, I wouldn't have started to come out of my shell. If it wasn't for my wife and my daughters and then my son, I would have never finished coming out of that shell. I was hard to love. I don't fault anyone that has ever had ill will towards me or anything like that. I was a difficult person, and I still am at times. But I strive each day to be better than I was yesterday. Um, and the things that I do with Game Warriors, the things that I do for my friends and family and stuff like that, I do out of love, not out of obligation, not because what it's going to benefit me, but how it's going to benefit them. Um, to me, I'm the least important person in the equation. Um, it's because I love them and I want to see them prosper. And over the last couple of years, I've been trying to take that from my friends and family and apply that to everyone that I meet. Some of them have been difficult to do. Some of them have been easy to do. But the thing is this: I do feel like Game Warriors is something that God laid upon my heart for me to do. It's my calling. But in order for me to be successful, and in order for me to do the things that I feel like I'm supposed to do, um, I have to love others. I have to do everything in love. And because if not, I mean, it's wasted. It's empty gestures. It's nothing spectacular. But the moment that I allow myself to love the others that I'm helping, to be compassionate towards the people that I'm raising the money for, be compassionate with the people I come in contact with, I see so much more potential in myself and in Game Warriors and in the world. Um, I've seen so many people over the last couple of years go through divorces, lose people that they loved, and the struggles that they go through, and my heart breaks for them. Now, the Bible states that we're to love our neighbors, we're supposed to love our enemies, that the greatest commandment is to love thy neighbor. Um, and, that out of faith, hope, and love is the greatest. Because love, nothing else can exist, and nothing else good can exist outside of love. Um, and I just feel that, especially with the state of affairs that our world is in, we need more love. And I'm not talking about lust. I'm not talking about Disney make believe love or anything like that. I'm just talking about a love for the people in your community, a love for your neighbor. Um, One of the greatest examples I've seen of what I'm trying to explain here is our friends over at Geek Devotions, and their mission statement is very simple. It's to let everyone know that they're loved. Um, and everything that I see Dallas and Celeste do, they do it out of love for um, not just Christian people in their church, not just for geeks in our area, but for everyone, whether they agree with their um, religious views or their fandoms or anything like that. They generally want people to know that someone is there that loves them, that they are not alone. And um, the world needs more people like that than they do these celebs that are, and news people and politicians and influencers that are promoting strife amongst everyone. Um, because if you can stop loving someone over something silly as some of the stuff that I've heard, as you know, such as a difference of opinion, then you truly never loved that person. You aren't walking out love the way that it's supposed to be walked out. You probably need to do a heart check. I know I have a lot. Um, and probably one of the biggest uh, moments for me as far as showing unconditional love uh, for my fellow man, um, and for my family is being a pallbearer, somebody that did something that is basically one of the most horrendous things someone can do to someone else. Um, that took great sacrifice. That was a huge battle for me to accept that. But I did it out of love for the person that asked me to be that person. I did it out of love for myself to be able to forgive that person that hurt me in that way. Um, and there was nothing that I was getting out of it other than peace and knowing that I was doing what is right. Um, I'm not saying to love blindly and to let everybody in to your inner circle or uh, put yourself at risk. I'm not saying that. I'm saying love those around us. Show compassion. Show a help. Give a helping hand. Show people that there is a better way than other than just hating and bringing negativity to the table. Because all of us have someone that truly loves us. And if we can hate for no reason, if we can despise people for no reason, or whatever negative emotion you want to attach to that without knowing someone, we can love one another the same way. Um, Again, it's not something that we can change overnight. Um, but I challenge each of you to try to start somewhere in your community where you can show love and support to some people that may not ever have seen it, or they see a perverted version of it. Um, Show someone unconditional love, something that they don't have to earn, but it is freely given. That's all I have today, guys. This is Charles Almighty Wraith saying stay awesome. Hey guys, this is Charles Almighty Wraith, and we hope y'all enjoyed our video and everything. Be sure to check us out on all of our other social media networks, such as YouTube,
Facebook,
Twitch,
Twitter,
Instagram,
and Patreon.
And also be sure to like and share the videos. And all right. Until next time, this is Almighty Wraith and
Race Life 58.
saying stay awesome.